Once again, welcome wonderful people, and today I'm going to highlight at least 5 common signs that you are in a right relationship, and I'm going to use the 7 signs that are in the Bible in the book of Genesis 24 as an illustration to understand all this. As they have said, it takes two to tango, and that is in accordance to the famous quote and also in accordance with the scripture in the book of Amos 3 verse 3. The Holy Scripture says, "Do two walk together unless they agree to do so?" We are going to check on 5 common signs that you are in the right relationship that leads to marriage. And I'm going to finish with an illustration that gives us 7 signs that you are headed to marriage, especially from the context of Isaac and Rebekah. First things first, welcome once again. And if you're watching me for the first time, feel free to subscribe, feel free to like, and feel free to share. Thank you, and once again, welcome. Quickly, let me begin by the 5 common signs that you are in the right relationship. Number 1 is the compatibility sign. Compatibility signs here mean that we are compatible in many things. There are those who believe that if we are compatible in terms of passion, then we are headed in the right relationship and we are headed in the right direction. So compatibility factor, some have said passion is one. There are those who believe career or occupational compatibility is also a sign that we are headed in the right direction. But there are those who don't agree when it comes to professionalism and when it comes to occupation and when it comes to my work that I do. But there is one thing that I believe strongly, that it is a strongest compatibility sign. And that is the compatibility in terms of purpose. You know, we are here on earth because of purpose. And because we want to achieve something here on earth, and because our time here on earth is short, we need to achieve this purpose together. And if you agree with my purpose and I agree with your purpose, then we are compatible in nature. There is another thing that many people, especially the religious group, they believe that if we are compatible in matters faith, then we are headed in the right direction. And that is where I'm going to base the 7 argument from the spiritual point of view, that these are the 7 signs that you need to follow from the context of Isaac and Rebekah. And I believe from the famous and from the bigger perspective of faith, then it means we must be compatible. And there are several arguments concerning compatibility in terms of faith. And you know, there are those who say if we are compatible in faith, then our relationship is going to last long. And I tend to agree with them most of the time. And there are those who say love knows no bound. Love knows no boundary. So we can love each other irrespective of our faith inclination. But that is a subject for another day, and we are going to discuss that. So test number 1 and sign number 1 is the compatibility sign. Sign number 2 is what I call peace. If you find peace of mind and heart, then it means you are headed somewhere. You are at peace with somebody, and he is at peace or she is at peace with you. Then it means then you are headed in the right direction. And when I talk of peace here, I talk of the peace of mind and the peace of heart. In your heart, deep down in your heart, you feel I am secure. You feel I am okay. I am not tensed when I am with this person or with this friend or with this partner. You feel you are at peace. Then it means you are headed in the right direction when it comes matters relationship. So this peace is a sign that I am in the right relationship. The peace of mind and the peace of heart There are those who feel that I'm insecure when I have this friend. I'm insecure when I am with this partner. If you find peace, then you are in the right direction. If you don't find peace with your mind and heart, it means that relationship is not headed anywhere. You can imagine a relationship where you are just fighting and you are not even married. You are just in a relationship, you are dating, you are courting, and all of your meetings and all of your dates and all of your courting is drama after drama. There is no peace. I can guarantee you that relationship, yes, it can head somewhere, but it is not going to last because there is no peace, and peace of mind and peace of heart. Number 3 is simplicity. Simplicity is a sign that when we are together, we are just simple. No exaggerations, no twisting of each other's preferences and likes. You are just simple in your relationship, no exaggerations. In some instances, we've heard of people in a relationship, they exaggerate a lot. They tell you, this is my car. They tell you, this is my house. They tell you, this is my field or my estate. And you feel like this is the right way. But I'm telling you, those who are simple will always find it enjoyable. Simple way of doing things, simple way of understanding each other. And that is a very good sign. When you complicate things, things are going to be complicated more harder, and even you are going to complicate things even more and more. And it is good to be simple. If you are simple in your meal, simple in your dress, simple even by the way you take things or by the way you understand things. In this world, many people want to complicate things. It is good to be simple. And one sign that you are in a right relationship is that you make things simple. And they become simple even as we continue. Simplicity is key, and simplicity is needed in any relationship. No complications. The way you should communicate to each other should be simple. And I believe that is another sign that you are headed and you are in the right relationship. Number 4 is the time factor. Time will tell. And people have been asking me, Pastor, would you please tell us for how long, or what is the time frame for me to date, to court, and then to go into marriage? And many sociologists will say the minimum time frame for you to relate with somebody is between 4 to 6 years. And depending, it is dependable. Others, they date for at least 8 months and then they proceed into marriage. Others say, at least I must know my person at least for 3 years or 2 years before I go into any further commitment. But personally, I believe the least before you go into marriage is 1 year to 2 years. And I believe that is going to be okay for you to learn somebody, for you to know the kind of person that you're dealing with. Time will also tell. There are those who will fail, they will not stand the test of time. There are those who will be like, after 6 months, they are out. Others after 1 year, they are out. Others after 2 years, they are out. So time is another factor. If you can stand the test of times, especially when somebody is sad, when somebody is happy, when somebody is disturbed, confused. And during these times, we are going to learn each other in relationship. And with the time factor, if you are going to stand the time of test, the test of time, then it means you are headed somewhere. And time will tell whether this person is right for me or not. So time is another factor. For those of us who believe in the scripture, in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11, the Holy Scripture says he has made everything beautiful at its time. Isaiah 60, verse 22, the Holy Scripture says, at the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. And with time, we know whether we are going to make it happen or not. The last thing, that is number 5, is the way we communicate, the communication factor. We understand each other by the way we communicate. We are able to understand even our personalities, even by the way we communicate. There are those who are introverts and there are those who are extroverts, and it depends by the way we communicate. Of course, sociologists and many researchers have said that if I speak more, it is advisable that I look for somebody who speaks less. Because if we are going to speak all of us more and more, then it is going to be chaotic. If you are a silent person, that is an introvert, it is good for you to look for an extrovert, because that is how you are going to blend. That compatibility is going to happen, especially when you communicate to each other. So communication is key to many things, key to understanding each other, key to progressing together. Communication is key. Having mentioned those 5 factors that are common everywhere, now let me go back to the biblical signs and biblical example that you are in a right relationship. From the context of Genesis 24, here Abraham is very old. Isaac has reached the right time for marriage. And he's sending his manservant and telling him, I want you to find and look for a partner for my son Isaac. And as he is being sent, I came to highlight at least 7 signs from this context. Some will agree with it, some will not agree with it, but this is from the Genesis 24. The first sign is the clan sign or the tribe sign or the culture sign, that I am sending you, and make sure that you find for Isaac the beautiful daughter that comes from my tribe. So there are those who will agree that it is good to have a partner and a friend that come from a tribe or from a clan, from this clan that we agree together with. So that is first sign from the Genesis 24. The second one is the willingness of the partner. And here the servant is being told, but if the servant is asking Abraham, what if she does not come? And she's using this word willingness. What if she is not willing to come? So willingness is another factor from this context of Genesis 24. So number 1, the tribe or the clan factor. Number 2 is the willingness to go and willingness to come. Number 3 is that the divine connection. And this servant is telling, he's being told by Abraham, God is going to send angels to go before you as a sign that you are going to be successful in your journey. So we have the divine factor here, that God is the person who connects people. God is the person who leads people to meet. And because God created love, and he saw that it was not good for a man to stay alone, then he gave that companionship. And this poses this question: why should I marry anyway? And I've been asking many people this question: what is the purpose of getting married? Or why should I get married? And the main answer they give is even not just to have children, it is just for companionship. And I believe that is the main reason why we marry, and main reason why you should get married. So that is the divine plan in it. Then number 4, we see the prayer factor. And many people say, I did not pray for my partner. I went and sought, and I looked for her, and I looked for him, or he looked for me. So they will say there is no need to pray. Why should I pray when I can find one? And it is good to pray. That is another factor. Factor number 4, especially when you are confused who is who, it is good to pray. And God is going to open your eyes, and God is going to show you the right direction. From this context, we understand that he prayed. The servant that was sent to look for wife, to look for Isaac's wife, was praying. And prayer is another factor. Well, we need to pray. And sometimes I hear many people say there is no need to pray. Love is something unique, and there is no need to pray. But I tell you, it is another thing to consider here, that I need to pray so that God is going to direct me in the right manner. And what happened after they prayed? And in this point, allow me to read this portion of scripture that I found suitable for us to read. In Proverbs 19, verse 14. In Proverbs 19, verse 14, this is what the scripture says in Proverbs 19, verse 14. Houses and wealth are inherited from parents, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. And how do you get a prudent wife that comes from the Lord? It is by prayer. So for you to get a prudent wife, you need prayers. Number 5 is that we have the factor of accommodation. And after praying for a sign, then they were accommodated and they were welcomed. In most relationships, sometimes if you are not welcomed, unless you show persistence, then you will be welcome. In most relationship nowadays, the people don't accommodate. They don't accommodate your personality. They don't accommodate your, maybe, let me use this, your behavior. Others will not even accommodate your belief. And if you're not accommodated, it is a sign that you are not in the right place. And you are, of course, automatically, you are not with the right person. So accommodation is another thing, or adjustment is another factor. Factor number 5. Factor number 6 is the acceptance. If you are not accepted in any relationship, then it means you are headed nowhere. So acceptance is key. There are those who accept each other, but sometimes the family members will not accept. And it brings a lot of challenges, especially for the youths today. So acceptance is another key thing that we need to watch as a point number 6, acceptance. Point number 7 is the blessings. And I love the context here, because the family blessed their daughter. The family blessed, the brothers blessed their sisters, and they said, may you increase, and may you increase more and more. That is a proclamation of blessing. So with this sign number 7, that we are blessing you after being accepted, is very crucial. And that is why people will go from this point and do pre-weddings. Others will do weddings because of the blessings that come from both parents. If you're watching me and you are a youth, it is good to receive blessings from both parents. Those are the 7 from the context of Genesis 24 that I have highlighted quickly, and I believe they apply in our life today. They really apply in our life today because it is from the scripture. For those of us who believe in the scripture and strongly believe in the way of the scripture, then those are the 7 factors that we should consider, and will give us sign that we are in the right relationship and we are headed in the right direction. Until next time, feel free to subscribe, feel free to share, feel free to comment, and feel free to like and comment and share and subscribe. God bless you. See you in my next video. Thank you.